When did you finally stop apologizing for existing? I was 8 when my dad made me write my first apology letter. I'd asked him to turn down the TV because I was trying to do homework at the kitchen table. He went silent, got that look on his face, and told me to go to my room and write him a letter apologizing for being disrespectful. I had no idea what I was supposed to write, so I just said sorry for asking about the TV. When I brought it to him, he read it and shook his head. Not good enough. Try again. The second letter was longer. I said sorry for interrupting his show and promised to do my homework somewhere else. That one he approved of. My mom sealed it in an envelope and mailed it to my dad's work address the next morning. I thought it was weird, but I was 8, so everything adults did seemed weird. The letters became a weekly thing. Every time I talked back, cried too loud, or even made eye contact when he was angry, I had to write another apology. The topics got more specific as I got older. Sorry for flinching when you raised your voice. Sorry for being too sensitive. Sorry for making you repeat yourself. By middle school, I could write them in my sleep. I had the format memorized. Dear Dad, I'm sorry for making you upset. I understand why you had to discipline me. I'll do better next time. Thank you for teaching me respect. Love, Kevin. My mom never questioned it. She just kept buying stamps and envelopes, sealing each letter without reading it, and dropping them in the mailbox every Monday morning like clockwork. I figured all kids did this. It wasn't until I turned 14 and spent the night at my friend Jacob's house that I realized how wrong I was. Jacob and I got into a stupid argument over who got to use the gaming controller first. I completely panicked. My stomach dropped, and I immediately went into damage control mode. I grabbed a piece of paper from his desk and wrote out a full apology letter, explaining how sorry I was for being selfish and causing conflict in his home. At breakfast, I handed it to Jacob's mom with shaking hands. She read the whole thing, looking more confused with each sentence. When she finished, she looked at me with this expression I'd never seen before. It wasn't anger or disappointment, it was horror. Kevin, honey, why did you write this? She asked gently. I shrugged, trying to act normal. Because I messed up last night, I was disrespectful. You had a disagreement about a video game. That's normal. Kids argue sometimes. But I have to apologize. I always have to write apology letters when I do something wrong. Jacob's mom exchanged a look with his dad that I didn't understand at the time. She knelt down to my eye level and said very quietly, Kevin, this is not normal. You don't need to apologize for having opinions or feelings. That conversation planted a seed that grew all week. When I got home, I looked at my next assigned letter differently. My dad had gotten angry because I'd accidentally knocked over a glass of water at dinner. As I sat at my desk with the familiar blank paper, something inside me finally shifted. Instead of the usual script, I wrote what really happened. I'm sorry I flinched when you stood up too fast. I'm sorry I've been walking on eggshells in my own house for 6 years. I'm sorry I have to lie to my friends about why I'm always nervous. I'm sorry I've been pretending this is normal when it's not. I kept writing. I'm sorry I lied to the school nurse about the bruises on my arms. I'm sorry I've been covering for you when people ask why I'm so quiet. I'm sorry I've been apologizing for existing in my own home. For the first time in my life, I sealed the envelope myself. My mom was distracted with my little sister and didn't check it like she usually did. She just grabbed it Monday morning and threw it in the mailbox with the bills. 2 days later, there was a knock at our door. I was doing homework when I heard my dad's voice get very loud. Then my mom started crying. Through the window, I could see a police car in our driveway. The detective was holding a manila folder when she came inside. She was calm, but serious when she explained that they'd received some concerning information and needed to ask some questions. That's when I learned my dad had been saving every single apology letter I'd ever written in a box in his closet labeled discipline records. Over 200 letters documenting 6 years of psychological abuse, all in my own handwriting. But it was that last letter, the one where I finally told the truth, that made them take action. The detective said it was like I'd handed them a confession, except it wasn't my confession to make. That night, my sister and I were removed from the house. My dad was arrested. My mom, who claimed she didn't know what was happening, lost custody too. I spent 13 months in foster care.